Hello, friends. I am Michael Kingswood. I write fiction for fun and profit. And I haven't always done that, though. Studied engineering in school and spent 20 years in the U.S. Navy driving submarines. Came to writing rather later. And as a result, being in a more practical field for a long time, I am sometimes flummoxed by some of the things that writers do. It doesn't really check with my somewhat more analytical mind, if you know what I mean. But anyway, it is what it is. I figured I'd talk about a couple things periodically as I come across them that just strike me as, dude, why would you do that kind of things? One of the things that I talked about briefly the other day when I was reacting to Carl's video was the idea of feedback, right? We talked about how the feedback's important, can be useful, can be not useful at all, um, depending on where it's coming from. And that leads into the topic of this particular video is the idea of beta readers, right? Many writers are obsessed with the notion of beta readers. You send your story to a bunch of people and they give you feedback and here's what works, here's what doesn't work, yeehaw. And there can be value in that if the people who you're sending it to are people that you know have good taste and that you trust to tell you the truth and that are not, you know, are kind of neutral and reliable and are not nincompoops, right? But a lot of times writers in their obsession and insecurity will go and just get feedback from just anybody. I've seen some writers in the indie side who will go and read the reviews of their books and then go and change that book based on their review on Amazon. And it's like, oh, I'm getting feedback. I'm making things better. No, dude, you're not. You're making things worse. You got a couple, there's maybe 1% of people actually leave reviews, and you're dealing with an outlier there. And I mean, they may just be numbskulls who don't know what the heck they're talking about, or didn't had a bad day, or just they didn't like the book, or even if for one reason or other, or they did like the book for one reason or other, but their reason for liking it or not liking it may be totally different from anybody else's. And how are you going to know? And how do you know they're in any way qualified to give you advice? And who the hell are they anyway? They're anonymous reviews on the internet. It's ludicrous. The best idea for reviews of your books is never look at them. But so writers also finding other ways. I need to find more beta readers. Cool. So there have actually been services out there who you can sign up with, and they'll link you up with beta readers. In some places, make you pay for it. And a lot of writers get into that. And then you got the same problem as, who are these people? Are they qualified? How do you know they're going to give you good advice? And it just ends up being silly. If you're going to use beta readers, it should be people you know, people you trust, people that you know have good taste and are not morons. Which leads me to the event that prompted this little discussion, and that's this. So I was on Twitter or X the other day, and I came across this dude. I have no idea who this guy is, Jay-Z, but look at what happened with him. He had an interesting conversation with a beta reader who I believe plans to steal my work, rewrite portions of it with AI, and then sell it as their own. Shame on me for not doing a better job vetting them, I guess. More of the convo in the comments, along with screenshots of what I believe is evidence of their intentions to rewrite it. I'm not a xenophobe, nor do I like profiling people based on their English skills. Because of this, though, I guess smart thing going forward is to make sure they'd have decent English skills to help me weed out scammers and thieves. Gee, you think, dude? You're writing in English. Why on God's green earth would you have somebody review your work who isn't good at English? And I mean, I don't want to throw shade at this dude, but what are you thinking here, buddy? I mean, check out how this person's talking it. What country you're from? Using AI Latin writing. Not true. It's not. I truly used AI to convert to another method. Blah, blah. Look at this. Yay. I truly use AI. After using AI, turn it using another form to change it from AI. What? I will never do that. It was author name I used to write your book. Okay, so see what's going on here. The person A, is this a person? I don't know what to make of this. Don't plagiarize or steal. Your behavior is suspicious. Well, I'm sorry. I'll tend to give you the best service. Okay, cool. Well, stealing my work's not a good start. And your rewrites. This, I guess, is what the feedback that gave him. Okay, cool. Well, so this dude talked to this person at all before sending his work over? Or is this some rando on the web? Why would you send a rando on the internet your work to review? Again, how do you know this person? And this guy's worried about being xenophobic. How about worry about just not being dumb? I mean, you gotta get your advice from right places here, buddy. Now, I don't think he needs to be worried about this person stealing it and using it with AI and rewriting it. Even if that were to happen, who cares? Right? I mean, if they play, writers get all worked up on this AI stuff, and it's like, dude, you don't clearly haven't seen how it works. It doesn't just regurgitate your stuff back out there. It uses it as a pattern recognition mode to try to copy styles, if it will be. And it's just a tool. But even if somebody did steal your work, plug it into an AI, have the AI rewrite it and put it out, and then take that output in and publish it as their own. Well, guess what? It isn't anymore. It isn't yours. It's something different, derivative, perhaps, but it's not yours. And why would somebody want to steal your work anyway? I mean, I don't know. Maybe this dude is, I mean, he's got a few books out there, and, he's got a bunch of followers, so clearly people know who he is, but it's not like he's Stephen King or something. Like, I'm going to steal Stephen King's book. It's like, most of the time, writers get all worried about their book. Oh, gosh, somebody's going to steal my book. Nobody cares about your book, dude. And even if they did steal it and try to rewrite it, well, then it's their book, not yours. Everybody gets worried about their ideas. Oh, my ideas. Oh my gosh, somebody stole my idea. So what? There's a billion ideas. You always come up with another one. And if I took the same idea as you, and we both wrote a book about it, and came back 6 months later with the exact same idea and premise, the books would be two totally different things. Because it's the author that makes it. Now, I guess there's a legit concern about the person just taking it, not changing it at all, and publishing it. But okay, well, you've got records of your production, so you should have anyway. So whatever. The writer's biggest problem is obscurity. It's not somebody stealing stuff. Hell, Neil Gaiman proved 13 years ago that piracy doesn't hurt. Pirating and stealing books doesn't hurt. In fact, and sometimes it can help. So people get freaked out about that. That's not a big deal. Well, that's not the point. The point of this is, dude, guys, I get it. You want feedback on your books, and you want to make your books as good as possible. But just selecting randos is not going to do anything. You got to get people you trust, and people that you know are not stupid, and know are not just bots on the internet. And people that you actually will be able to, hold to a schedule of when they're going to give back to you, so you're not waiting for decades for their feedback. Stuff like that. It's dumb. There's people all around you who can beta read your stuff for you. Hell, if you're really that hard up, go by the local community college to the fiction office and grab a couple of people as they're coming out of class and say, "Hey, who wants a gig copy editing and also feedback in my store?" Right? Sure, you could find somebody, but it'd be somebody who at least they're studying how to write and have a notion of how English works, and who they are and where they are. If something goes down, you can actually get authorities involved or have some recourse, not some rando on the other side of the planet, maybe. Anyway, that's it. I mean, it is what it is. But this sort of stuff that writers do just always flummoxes me. I don't know. But then maybe I'm just dumb, and that's why I'm still unknown, because I'm dumb. But hey, you can get to know me. Check out my books over at michaelkingswood.com/store. You can come over here, check out a whole bunch of stuff, and buy one or two. But if you really like the retailers, you can come over instead. michaelkingswood.com/books2read, the number 2. You can come over here, click on the title, and click Edit Now, and it'll show you all the various places where the book in question is up for sale. And the latest book that is up for sale is, whoopsie, is, where is it? Oh, here it is Warfare Qualified. My newest book, which is up for pre-order now. It's going to be coming out on June 30th, and we'll be having a Indiegogo thing for it here starting in a couple weeks. So all kinds of fun stuff going on, as well as me saying silly things and on this channel and sharing stories on this channel. It's Saturday as I record this, and we got a fun story up today called Kicking the Anthill, which is a story that I took semi-finalist in Writers of the Future on, which was great because it's in the top 16 out of however many tens of thousands of stories they got in that quarter, so that was nice. And on Tuesday, we're going to be continuing on with my heroic fantasy novel, Glimmervale, and we'll be continuing on with commentary and or stuff. I think I'm going to get back more into discovering and exploring new music stuff on Mondays, and we're going to have fun, so stick around and come back and, you know, we'll have some fun. Again, don't mean to throw shade on this dude. I'm sure he's a good dude, and clearly he's better at the Twitter game than I am. But, man, for all I know, he's a better writer than I am. He's sold a lot more books than I am. I haven't heard of the guy before, but that doesn't mean anything. But it is... So it's not him, it's just the whole concept of how we do this stuff. It's just... we need to be smarter. Anyway, that's it. I'm signing off now. I'll see you next time. Until then, don't do anything I wouldn't do.